All right, welcome to the fourth quarter presented by WDTV. I'm Tyler Cobb. With me here is Tom Sampson all the way over there and Alex Karadonis. We're doing something a little different around here, so this may or may not be a complete disaster, but it will be a lot of fun. Let's get started.
Let's do this, baby.
First up at the stumps, we got college football playoff. I'm going to preface this with no matter who your team is, they got screwed over unless they're Clemson.
Incredible. I would say that as well. But how about Miami? That's my biggest concern right now.
No.
The way they were playing.
No, they got blown out by.
But the season that they were having, for them to do that, come on.
And they got the doors blown off by Clemson.
Yeah, like the thing is, man, like
Incredible.
I was a big advocate of Miami until but if you get the doors blown off like that, then you don't deserve to be in the top four. The real robbery here is the fact that Alabama is playing in a college football playoff game and not Ohio State, Big Ten champions. It's the toughest conference in football, and they're not going to get represented.
Ridiculous.
And I could have called that from the beginning. The SEC will always win.
Yeah, well, Alabama's going to win it all anyways.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the thing, too. What the craziest thing about it is Alabama's almost a lock to win this thing, and they shouldn't be in it.
Exactly. Well, that's how it is. Being a powerhouse like Alabama, it's going to happen like that.
Wild card team.
Well, it's not the fact that USC isn't in. It's just nobody's talking about
Exactly.
USC.
No, but here's what you'd have the 5 major conference champions, so everybody's happy, and then you would have Alabama as the 6th, technically. You'd have a team like USC, and then I'd throw UCF in there at 8. I mean, they're undefeated, man.
I mean, up until they do that, it's just going to be a complete joke from here on out until they decide to put 8 teams in, because teams like USC, even Miami, even though they got blown out by Clemson, and other teams like Notre Dame and UCF, who's 12-0 right now?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they're undefeated. Why are they playing in 2 weeks?
Hey, I mean, I understand what you're saying with the competition of the conferences and stuff, but it's Division I football. They're all playing tough teams, you know? But Alabama, Clemson, they have the notoriety of being in there.
Right, and I mean, they're going to tell you 300 different criteria they have for it or whatever, but at the end of the day, it comes down to one thing. You can't lose late in the season.
Exactly.
Miami,
You
can't lose to Clemson. Auburn, you can't lose to Georgia. These are all teams that have a case to be in the top 4, except if you lose late in the season, then you're screwed. No matter who you're a fan of, you got screwed. Now we're on to the NJSI AA bowl game structure. Athletic directors from across the state met this week. They took a vote, and now your football season is going to be a little different next year. So now you're going to play 10 regular season games. You're going to start your season a week early. You're going to play your regular playoff structure as we did this year, except however, the winner of each sectional game will play in a bowl game the following week. So the playoffs will wrap up 2 weeks ago when the semifinal game wrapped up this year. Then you would play your Thanksgiving game, which was retained, and then you would play a bowl game. Thoughts, boys?
Okay. I don't see nothing bad about that. It's honestly pretty interesting, to be honest with you, for high school sports to be like that.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't think they got it right by taking away a bye week.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be playing 10 games now.
It's
a bye week.
2 football players here. I mean, we could speak how important a bye week is.
I know it's not college football. I know it's not the pros, except you still need a bye week. I don't care what level of football it is. It's tiring.
Oh, yeah, it's super important now.
I'm sure if you asked any fall student athlete of any sport, they'd love to have a bye week.
Absolutely.
And it's something that even the coaches value, getting fresh legs for the next game. And it's going to definitely be a test for any team, no matter what their skill level is.
It is pretty cool that they're playing another game right after the
Right, I mean, that's the
finals.
trade-off is you're going to get to play in this bowl game now. That's pretty cool. You'll take a trip up to Rutgers, maybe get a chance to play at MetLife, play at one of these
teams that run through the group like Paulsboro and Lenape. They get another crack at a good team. It's just an extra game.
Yeah, and it's also a step in the right direction of getting a real true state championship for football in New Jersey. You got a lot of these teams up north that are state champions every year. They've won 10 in a row, this, that, or whatever. Well, now it's time to put your money in your mouth. You got this bowl game, and we're going to see the best of the state going at it finally.
Yeah, definitely.
North versus South rivalries.
What was the deal
in the next few years?
Thanksgiving games?
They're going to retain Thanksgiving games. So, I mean, West Everett's going to play Paulsboro next year. Regardless of this, the sectional final game at Rowan is going to be played the week before Thanksgiving, which is why you're starting the season a week earlier. And you're getting You're still getting 10 regular
That's
season
good.
games.
They got that right. I
Yeah.
think they got that right.
I mean, 10 regular season games is a real game changer now too, because you play 4 division games, and now you're going to play an extra crossover game. So, I mean, you can see that could be good or bad for your team depending on who you draw.
The people wanted more football, so they got more.
That's what they're getting.
Yeah, I mean, once again, the common
more-
theme here is more football. I'm sure we're all football guys. We're
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
happy about
Love
that. And
Yeah.
it's going to really shake things up in the state.
No, it's definitely going to be awesome. Don't see anything bad about that, honestly. I like that. Switching up high school sports like that, come on. Who would ever thought there's going to be a bowl game for high school sports?
Yeah, I mean, it's
You know
almost
what I mean?
it's a world's first.
Sick.
All right, this is going to be a good one, boys.
Let's hear it.
LeVar and Angelo Ball.
Been waiting for this one.
It's almost like a WWE storyline over the last few
Incredible.
weeks. Angelo Ball has now dropped out of UCLA.
Unbelievable.
He will not be going to school there in the wake of a suspension, a school-sanctioned suspension after the whole China snafu, shoplifting, and I mean, probably the worst take I've ever heard in a while was Mark Emmert, the head of the NCAA, coming out and saying that basically good riddance to Angelo Ball for leaving college basketball at the moment because he was in it to get ready for the pros and not to go to school and be a student athlete. But I mean, like, the
That's
truth of
ridiculous.
that's ridiculous though, because I mean, the truth of the matter is, boys, is like, you're telling me there aren't like at least 50 other guys that are just making a quick pit stop before they head to the NBA draft this year in college basketball. It's ridiculous.
Exactly. I mean, let's be honest now. All these Division I athletes, they're not going to school for academics.
Well, some of them are, except like
Very rare.
it's not
Very
just
rare.
Angelo Ball. Like,
A player like him, they're not going to school for academics.
exactly.
You got
But
a
like,
free pass for going there.
but I mean, just to bash this man like that, and like
Ridiculous.
And I mean, he's rubbing it into the UCLA basketball program, which I mean, besides like Russell Westbrook and a handful of guys, it's not this powerhouse dynasty basketball team. We're not talking about Duke or Kentucky here. I mean, like
Still UCLA.
Yeah, I mean, but
UCLA is a
Powerhouse.
you-
They're supposed
I
to be
consider-
yeah, but
powerhouse.
I mean, he didn't mention Duke.
Lonzo Ball took.
He didn't mention Duke. He didn't mention Kentucky. This was a shot at the Ball. This was a shot at the Ball family.
But
I mean,
what they did, I wouldn't say that. You're not hearing any other teams going away and shoplifting. Come on. Angelo Ball, too. That dude's got a ridiculous amount of money. What are they doing shoplifting?
Yeah, I agree. I think
Immature. Very immature, not experienced. He's out there by himself. No guidance. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, give me a
Come on.
break.
I
It's
saw
ridiculous.
I saw this one coming from a mile away.
Never.
You know, it's not
Never.
all about. It's not. I don't think it's more about the. It's a lot about the shoplifting, but I think another thing is like, I'm not taking shots at Leandro's basketball skills. He's a very good basketball player and all that, but he's not like Lonzo, or he might not be like LaMelo. So I think LeVar saw this coming from a mile away. He didn't think LiAngelo was going to tear it up at UCLA the way that Lonzo
But
did and stuff.
That's what
So
I
I
also
think,
hated, how everybody was saying, yeah, he doesn't have the talent of LaMelo or Lonzo. That dude, I was expecting a breakout season from
Yeah,
him.
no, I mean, he's the most fundamentally sound ball, brother.
no.
100%.
You ever see his
ball.
shot compared to Lonzo's? I'm with AK here.
Yeah.
Like he's the most
100%.
technically sound. So I mean, we talk about potential.
Nah, that's
He had
Jalen
potential.
Hand's team.
Hey,
He's the
him
best.
having Jalen
He's
Hands as
gonna
a
be a
point guard,
lottery
though, him having Jalen Hands as a point guard, they
It's
would have clicked. They would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
clicked
I
really
mean-
nicely. That's
I
just
wouldn't be
sickening.
surprised if you see LiAngelo Ball in the next couple of years in Big Baller Brand's front office.
Hey,
I think
he would still
I
be
think it
doing
would've
fine, I'll
helped-
tell you
it
that.
would've helped
He'd
to
still
have-
be doing fine, I'll tell you that.
it would have helped to have a UCLA education to go along with that job, but
He's just gonna take his school hard knocks
Yeah.
education and maybe.
it'd be pretty funny though if you ended up at China.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, my
Never
take
happened.
is that he might wind up right back in China playing pro basketball over there. I mean, that'd be the
Wouldn't be that
ultimate
bad.
irony. I mean, hopefully he's got some spare change, loose change on him, so he doesn't steal anything this time. But like,
Could play for the Shanghai Sharks.
yeah, and I mean,
that's a
I know
team, too.
Jimmer Fredette was over there for a while. Like it's starting to catch on over there in China.
Stephon
But I mean,
Marbury's
that would
still
just
out
be
there.
that'd just be the ultimate like slap in the face to the NCAA if he's making bills over there in China.
For all you young ones out there watching this, Stephon Marbury, better be watching him one day.
Guy's a
man.
legend.
That's how you learn
Legend
basketball.
in China.
That's how you learn basketball. AI was out in China as well. Everybody goes to China, man. It's
And
not a-
you know all the shoe companies, they do really well in China
Li
too.
Ning.
Like,
Leaning.
Like Leaning. Nike.
Yeah, we're
So,
outsourcing companies to China now. We're outsourcing basketball players to China. So I mean, this might be bad news for the NBA down the road. I mean, who knows?
I think big baller brands gonna pack their bags here, take it to China, and open up shop over there.
Yeah, like if I'm the NCAA and I'm really trying to make money, even though we're hiding behind in the name of amateurism or whatever, you just lost a big ally and big baller brand, especially if they go overseas now. Now you're in a jam financially.
Yeah.
But I think one more thing to note is that this is clearly the LeVar decision and not a LiAngelo decision. I don't think it's LiAngelo's desire to go play in China. But, I mean, at the end of the day, LeVar is a mogul, man. He's a businessman, and he's going to put his kids in the best position.
Dude's a genius. I just find it so hard to believe that, just like that, it's over. Yeah. Unbelievable.
I don't think LaMelo's going there now.
Just like...
what are they going to do with LaMelo?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing.
Are they going to pull him out?
LaMelo's going to be... you can hear me right here. He's going to be one of the best in the NBA ever.
I doubt it.
That dude is unbelievable.
No, I don't see it.
Yeah, but I mean...
Incredible talent. 92 in a high school basketball.
I think he's going to be a beast in the NBA, too, except it's going to be an interesting road because, with his dad, LeVar,
it's going to work out for
him. No, but Melo dropping out because, I mean, LeVar had a falling out with the Chino Hills coach last year, and they were in the state semifinal. And it's not the coach's fault. It's not like they run an offense or anything. They're just running and gunning, man. So, I mean, LeVar might be the cancer in LaMelo's career.
I wasn't a fan of how people were saying it was the right decision for him to get dropped out of high school because of the fame. It would be a distraction for him. They were asking for that from the jump. That was not his decision. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to build their brand, and that's just
ridiculous. He's a junior in high school. He still has a whole other year of high school ball to ball out.
This is just the side effects. We got fires, boys. Speaking of Chino Hills in LA, California, we got wildfires out there, man. People are getting displaced out of their homes. Things are burning down.
Did you see that video on Twitter?
Yeah, there's that.
The whole people are driving down the highway and there's just a huge fire right in front. I couldn't imagine if we were driving
It's like you ever see This Is the End? It's like straight out of This Is the End.
No, it looks like
looks fake.
From the movie 2012.
Exactly.
Where it's just everything's
literally looks fake. It's
Tom Cruise, right?
It's insane. Yeah.
2012 wasn't Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
Was it? No. 2012. Who's 2000?
No, it wasn't Tom Cruise. All right, never mind. Don't sue us, Tom Cruise.
I don't know. I forgot. Good movie, though. Definitely good movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm hitting some quick Wikipedia searches before I came in here, and apparently tens of thousands of people are displaced from their homes, and apparently the reason the fire department is struggling out there is because the wind. So, I mean, who would have thought, man? The wind. The wind is our biggest antagonist in all of this.
Wind carries fire, right?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean,
come on.
Wind carries fire, so.
Terrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's terrible, man. Our condolences to all the people out there.
Definitely keep them in your prayers. It's sickening. Wish for all the best now.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk. New Twitter page surfaced in the last 48 hours, going by the handle Birds Mafia 2018.
Give it a follow. Birds Mafia.
2018.
Getting organized as a student section. I mean, the student section had a ridiculous showing at Fall Sports.
Incredible.
I know Mr. Morel was fired up about it on the podcast this morning.
Yeah, we were talking about how had an awesome showing. Speaking specifically at the football games, they were great. And one of my favorite moments was when we were at the field hockey game, and the field hockey team scored a goal, and everybody just went nuts.
Yeah, was that the day we had where we were heading out to practice, and Folsom was like, "Yo, hold up, we're gonna go out and check out the field hockey game," and we're posted up there in our pads.
Same thing with soccer. That's exactly what.
And they notched a tying goal.
Incredible.
And then they notched a go-ahead goal. And I mean,
it's never to forget.
A lot of juice in that fan section, man. People are fired up. And
field hockey being that thrilled, come on, you can't beat that.
There's power in numbers. I guess the idea behind the Birds Mafia Twitter is getting numbers. We don't want people to have the excuse of not being able to be at a fan section event because they didn't know what was going on, because we're going to tweet out literally everything and anything and everything that has to do with supporting these teams, man.
No, this fan section is definitely on the rise, as you could see at every home football game this past year. Absolutely incredible. Full force. Energy was rocking every single game. Even when you guys were up the one game, what was it, 35-0 or something like that? We were up rocking. Who was that against?
We were up 35-0 against a lot of teams, man.
Who was that?
35-0. Collingswood.
Collingswood, yes,
Yeah.
the Collingswood.
Yeah, I mean, Collingswood game, the place was
Yes, it was
jumping.
about 35-7, and we were still going crazy till the end of the game. That was an absolute blast, man.
Yeah, I
Definitely
think-
being a part of that's something to never
Definitely
forget.
expecting a lot of big things. Birds Mafia for basketball,
Upcoming
wrestling.
basketball season, baby. Be on the lookout. West Effort boys basketball.
Yeah, Birds Mafia,
We're on a
baby.
mission.
Student section's back.
Those guys might even drive up to Tom's River just for winter track.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been inside one of those things before.
Oh, it's,
That'd be pretty dope. I don't know what the fire marshal might have a problem with that. I don't know what the capacity is in there, but
You're ready to pile
That'd be
heads.
pretty lit.
Pile heads
I mean-
in that.
oh, that's in that
Get a
little
little rowdy.
place.
let's not forget about the Brunswick lanes, Brunswick zone.
Oof, we'll be rocking that.
Yeah, that
We'll
place will be
having
rocking
fun,
back and forth. Hopefully,
We're going
get
crazy.
we'll go get some late in the season. We'll have some Tri-County Bowling
Definitely.
Conference storylines
Definitely.
that'll get everyone juiced up. We'll be over there eating some pizza, watching the boys bring it home on the
That's
lanes,
gonna be
man.
a blast. That's gonna be a blast.
Bet on that.
Birds Mafia. That is.
I love it. I love every second of it. Whoever created that, even though they're anonymous, good for them,
Yeah.
man. Good for
Whoever-
them.
Yeah, whoever anonymously created that, anonymously, congrats. That's a pretty dope name.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
So, I mean, that's been 4 quarters. First one.
Yeah, post. Anything to say? Any takes you got?
Anything else you got, man?
Wrap it up.
Definitely, he's been awesome. I'll tell you that.
How's how's your hamstrings in one piece?
Hip
AK's
flexor.
been balling for like 2 weeks now, and his hamstring can't keep up.
What
My
do you?
hamstring can't keep up. The hip flexors have been terrible from soccer my whole life. It's been challenging, but
When are you
Not
returning
stop
to wrestling?
Classified.
Classified.
classified. Love it.
Yeah, on that note, this has been 4 quarters. Stay classy, West Effort.